Okay, so we're now going to start studying trigonometry, and we're going to be dealing with angles. So this very first video is to give us a definition of what it means to have an angle. Okay, so the very most basic definition is that two rays create an angle. Now a ray is, you've got an end point and then it goes off for infinity in one direction. So kind of think of it as a one-sided line, okay? Kind of like a line segment, but in one direction it goes off for infinity. And the end point, this is called the initial point. So if we take two rays and join them at their initial point, they form what we call the vertex, and we have an angle. And this is the angle in here, and a lot of times we'll use the Greek letter theta, so this is a theta, to represent an angle. So we'll always have a side that we're starting on, so this is our initial side, and then we'll say we rotate to get our terminal side, the other side. And kind of how far you've rotated, that's your angle. So a lot of times we'll want to put our angle in standard position. So our angle is in standard position if the vertex is at the origin of the rectangular coordinate system and the initial side lies along the positive x-axis. Okay, so if we have our x and our y plane, I'll put our angle in red here. So we put our initial side, we start at the origin, we put our initial side along the positive x-axis, and then we'll rotate to get our angle, okay? But our initial side, if it's in standard form, our initial side will be along the x-axis. Now we can actually have positive angles and negative angles. So positive angles are made by counterclockwise rotation, so this would have been a positive angle. And negative angles are made by clockwise rotation. So if we had started an angle here and we had gone this way, say we had gone to up here, what I just drew, this rotation in a clockwise manner, would be a negative angle. Okay, so this says draw and label a positive angle and a negative angle on the rectangular coordinate system. So we're always going to start here along the x-axis. So positive, we could go here. Maybe we've gone a positive 70 degrees. Okay, and if we want a negative angle, still start along the x-axis, and maybe we just go a negative 45 degrees. Okay. So in standard position, we say the angle lies in the quadrant that its terminal side is. So our red angle up here, this would be in quadrant 1. It would, and our green angle that we drew would be in quadrant 4. If it lies on the x or y axis, so we could have an angle, you've got your initial side, and then if you have your terminal side here at 90 degrees, then we call that a quadrantal angle. So if it ends, if the terminal side is on either the x or the y axis, that's called a quadrantal angle.